This unit here, a much more recent design. 600 amp, two-way, one-way switched with a visible disconnect. Here we will look at the Trayer tri-phase visible disconnect device currently available on any Trayer liquid insulated load break switch or 3000 series VFI. Interlocking handles arranged so that the vacuum load break switch must be opened first and closed last, and padlock provisions installed so that the visible disconnect must be deployed in order to follow lockout procedures. The open visible disconnect prevents the load break switch handle from being closed. The disconnect viewing window is conveniently located for clear visibility of all three contacts near the switch operating handle. Here is a closer look. Switch open, visible disconnect open. Visible disconnect closed, switch closed. A view inside the tank reveals the two independent switch mechanisms with their external safety interlock design. Switch open, visible disconnect open. Visible disconnect closed, switch closed. This safety interlock is extremely difficult to override. Here you can see the internal components that go into making this piece of switchgear. It consists of a three-phase load break switch mechanism and a three-phase visible disconnect device. 600 amp weld-in bushings connected with papered copper buswork to the visible disconnect device. Then from the visible disconnect device to the vacuum contacts and out again through this 600 amp weld-in bushing. The handles are interlocked to protect the load break operations of the visible disconnect like such. Trayer Engineering understands the difficulties associated with operating submersible switchgear down in a vault. Our switch operating handle is not made of a simple piece of flat bar, it's a formed channel. That makes it a little easier for a lineman to find the handle with his stick and then slide his stick up until it finds the operating hook hole. You can see how much easier that makes to find that, particularly when it's submerged in water. You can also use an articulated hook type hot stick to do the same operation. With the load break switch handle in the open position, I can now access and pull open my visible disconnect device. With the visible disconnect device in the open position, my load break switch handle is locked out. Now, to pick back up the circuit, you simply close the visible disconnect handle, and then you can close in your load break switch.